Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I believe in God. You believe in fairy tales?
A lot of people ask me, what are neopronouns? Simply put, neopronouns are gender-neutral pronouns, meaning those beyond he, him, his, and she, her, hers. But let's break it down further with my friend Devin Norell.
Pronouns are terms that we use to refer to someone in the third person. In lieu of someone's name, we might say, I know him, or she is my friend.
For many trans people, we update our personal pronouns when we come out, so that our gender identities can be affirmed. We might use gender-neutral pronouns that honor our genders beyond the binary.
These are neopronouns, but they're nothing new. There's a long documented history of neopronouns being proposed, used, and even recognized by dictionaries over the last few centuries. But even if they were new, that shouldn't keep us from respecting them.
Language is, and it has always been, changing and evolving, and that's something to celebrate, not fear or resist. So what are some examples of neopronouns, and how do we use them in a sentence?
My pronouns are Z, Zim, Ziz. It's like he, him, his, except use a Z instead of an H. So when you refer to me, you say, I know Devin Norell. Z is my friend. I went to school with Zim. Ziz's favorite color is yellow.
And my pronouns are they, them, theirs. So when you refer to me, you might say, I know Addison. They are my friend. I went to school with them. Their favorite color is green.
And there are so many neopronoun sets that people might use. If you're unsure how to use someone's neopronouns, it is okay.
My identity does not change my biology, so no, good sir, you cannot legally hunt me. That is still—
And it's hilarious the fact that I've heard people say that people won't start to identify as animals because of all of this ABCD nonsense. Yeah, I see people identifying as animals.
Let's be clear, what's happening in this country, it's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
In our best interest to be here after recent comments. You know, I wish that my son, Aiden Clark, was killed by a 60-year-old white man. And I bet you never thought anyone would ever say something so blunt. But if that guy killed my 11-year-old son, the incessant group of hate-spewing people would leave us alone. The last thing that we need is to have the worst day of our lives violently and constantly shoved in our faces. But even that's not good enough for them. They take it one step further. They make it seem as though our wonderful Aiden appreciates your hate, that we should follow their hate. And look what you've done to us. We have to get up here and beg them to stop. Using Aiden as a political tool is, to say the least, reprehensible for any political purpose. And speaking of morally bankrupt, politicians, Bernie Moreno, Chip Roy, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, they have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. This needs to stop now. They can vomit all the hate they want about illegal immigrants, the border crisis, and even untrue claims about fluffy pets being ravaged and eaten by community members. However, they are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio. I will listen to them one more time to hear their apologies. To clear the air, my son, Aiden Clark, was not murdered. He was accidentally killed by an immigrant from Haiti. This tragedy is felt all over this community, the state, and even the nation. But don't spin this towards hate. In order to live like Aiden, you need to accept everyone. Choose to shine, make the difference, lead the way, and be the inspiration. What many people in this community and state and nation are doing is the opposite of what you should be doing. Sure, we have our problems here in Springfield and in the US, but does Aiden Clark have anything to do with that? Did you know that an 11-year-old boy could be passionate about gardening that he could haggle for a better price at a yard sale?
And this is why I do not like weak men. Weak men are one of the biggest problems in society today, and they're the reason for a lot of the nonsense that's happening right now. This video to me is despicable that a man could actually say this while his child is no more. It's absolutely sad.
Do you think feminism has gone too far or not far enough?
I think it's gone too far.
Too far.
Too far.
Way too far.
I think feminism has gone too far, of course.
Men hating at this point.
You know, that's a tricky question. I think everybody's definition of feminism is very different. You know, I think every woman is a little bit of a feminist in their own way based off of the belief that, you know, females are capable of great things and women really can rule the world if they want to. But I don't think that feminism should regard, you know, canceling the men that we need in our life. And this world isn't just women, it is men as well. And men play a very, very large aspect in keeping our politicians and our government and our world running properly, and I think that they have just as much to bring to the table as women do.
Feminism has never been a good thing. It's been useless from the beginning, and now we're just seeing the repercussions of what has gone on in the past, and we're seeing it come to face right now. That's all it really is.
Did you have fun today, kiddo? It was your first Pride Parade. That's amazing. We saw a lot of new things. Did you see anything that you have questions on? Those were different, huh? I don't think you've ever seen anything like that before. But you know, different isn't bad, right? It's actually really important that we have different things. Can you imagine if we only had one flavor of ice cream? That'd be real boring real fast. So those people were doing a type of adult dress up. And just like when you put on your dinosaur costume and that makes you feel good, when they put on those things, it makes them feel really good. You're a smarty pants, and you're right sometimes. It can be about that, but not always. There are details about this that I can't share with you yet, but we can keep having conversations, and I'm never going to lie to you about it. And whether it's about that or not, guess what still applies? Consent, you're right. Do you remember what we talked about for consent? Let's talk about it more.
Yeah, your kids are definitely not being brainwashed by these people. Before we get back into the video, I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
School teacher, and I'm currently out on sick leave owing to injury in performance of job-related tasks in the workplace caused by classroom transphobia and homophobia, owing to my own beliefs and opposition to the school-to-prison pipeline. This is a complicated situation, particularly because it is directly related to my gender identity and sexuality and homophobia in the classroom. But I just wanted to make it clear that it is because of the state takeover of Providence Public Schools and because of policies enacted by superintendents and the state commissioner of education at the Rhode Island Department of Education, which have resulted in 2 hospitalizations for me owing to violence against me as an LGBTQ plus community member and as a unionist. And so as a Providence public school teacher and a member of the Providence Teachers Union, I come forward to say that this state takeover has been tremendously transphobic and homophobic to me as an employee and to my students as members of my classroom. And I fault everyone in leadership responsible for elimination of key positions in faculty that were responsible for my safety in the classroom, particularly the dean position, which was vital for my safety in the classroom prior to the elimination of the position. And it is absolutely certain that my injuries would not have occurred had the state takeover not initiated a campaign of concerted effort to bust my bargaining unit, the Providence Teachers Union. The entire leadership that was originally brought in by Governor Raimondo to govern this state takeover was trained by Jeb Bush's Teach for Change school privatization think tank, and it is directly because of policies they learned at Teach for Change and in other school districts nationwide that I experience workplace injury.
My one piece of advice for people who are having kids right now is to try as much as possible to keep your kids away from public schools, because we have loonies like this that are going to be teaching them. And the sad thing is people are going to say that you're the insane one for not wanting your kids around the ABCD coalition.
Hi, Harriet. Have you ever been paid to be hate crimed? Well, I have, so let me tell you about it. Okay, so yesterday I was at work serving this family that was sitting there like the three wise men. And then all of a sudden, out of the mom's mouth, I hear the trigger words, non-binary and gender fluid. Oop, and quit is in session, and my ears are turned on. Let's do this. So basically, the mom was trying to explain to the dad what it meant to be non-binary or gender fluid. After a few minutes go by, the dad responds in the same way that every guy that looks like him would and says, you know, I understand where they're coming from, but if you're biologically a male or a female, that's what you are. And then I'm standing there on display. So after a little bit of time, I march up to my colleague like I'm about to tattletale on a kid that just stole my toys. And she's like, yeah, I hate to tell you, the entire time they have been referring to you as he or him. Great. So that adds a little bit of insult to injury. And before you ask, no, they didn't tip well. Anyway, thank you.
I don't even have to listen to the entirety of this video, and I can just look at this person for a few seconds and know that nonsense is going to follow from their mouth. And I know that a lot of people who have already watched my videos know that we're going to counter a lot of very interesting people.
You don't think that men should pay on the first date?
In fact, I was listening to you earlier describe how you think that men should pay for dates with women who want to be equal, don't want to give them children, and also want to have their own careers. And that absolutely blew my mind.
You don't think that men should pay on the first date?
Oh, I think they should pay on the first date for women who are going to be wives, not for women like you.
I wouldn't be a wife?
Not if you're going to refuse to give a man children, have to have your own career working outside the home.
It's not refusing to give a man children.
No, you're a roommate. Why would a man pay for you if you're just a roommate? Do you want to be equal or no?
That's Feminism 101. We want equality with men, but we still want men to pay for the dates. Make it make sense.
The first day, I had 25 students. By day 2, I had 19, because 6 parents switched out of the class because they saw me, and they were like, there's no freaking way, before I even got a word in. Do I think that it is okay for a parent to see me and go, not around my kid? No, I don't think that's okay. I feel like that's really crossing the line.
It's still the right of the parent to make that decision as to whether or not they want their child to learn from.
Okay.
Like, it's still that parent's right. If you can disagree with their motivations, their motives, their ideas, but it's still their child.
All of those students should have left, not just a few that you named.
If black people are 13% of the population and white people are, say, 60%, black people should be 13% of every possible domain of value in American society. 13% of cops, 13% of teachers, 13% of wealth, 13% of prisoners, and on and on and on. And likewise, white people should be 60% of everything. I think that's an absurd and really dangerous definition of racism, because what it justifies is a kind of top-down, heavy-handed manipulation of policies to discriminate against one race and discriminate in favor of another race until the end of time, until this mythical moment where we get to equal outcomes, which will never, ever, ever happen.
There's going to be people who are going to get offended by what he said, even though what he said was facts.
Go ahead and read that quote.
Every election cycle we talk about, this is the most election of our lifetime.
What does that mean?
I do not know.
That doesn't sound like proper grammar.
Yeah, that is not.
I'm assuming either Elon or Trump. So why do you think it would be Elon? It seems like something he would tweet out.
He's just not a real person.
Why do you think Trump said it?
Because he's stupid and sounds like a stupid quote.
Do you think Trump is stupid?
Yeah.
What makes you think it's Donald Trump?
I mean, it seems like some illiterate nonsense that would come out of his mouth.
I'm guessing you're not a fan.
Yeah, no.
No, so you will not be voting for him.
No.
No. Did you know that she's probably going to be the new?
Yeah, I have heard.
Yeah, you're going to vote for her?
We'll see.
If she is the person, would you consider voting for her?
I mean, possibly.
She doesn't say like illiterate things like that. Like, not like that.
Yeah, not like that, certainly.
It was her.
Oh,
it was
wow.
her.
If these people aren't able to vote now, they're going to be able to vote at one point.
Y'all, this really gonna piss y'all off for real. Cause not only does my ID say female, so does my birth certificate.
And your voice and your face says certified man.
Does height matter in a guy? Yes. It does? I judge based on unnatural beauty. So let's remove some makeup to see what you really look like.
Okay, why are you being like that?
Being like what? You judge guys based on something they can't change.
Okay, you can judge my weight.
I know, because you can change that.
I'll take my makeup off. I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's see it.
I'm not actually going out.
So, no?
Not tonight.
We're going to call the abortion facility and I'm going to tell them I'm pregnant with a 32-week fetus, as you say. Hi, I just turned 32 weeks pregnant. Am I able to come in for an abortion ASAP?
I wouldn't be able to see you for the week of the 23rd, so that would put you at 34 weeks.
Can I still have an abortion at 34 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to do an intake form. Do you have about 5 minutes?
Sure, I have 5 minutes. Yeah, I just found out that she could have Down syndrome. I can still have the abortion, right, even though she has Down syndrome?
Yeah, so we just have to do an intake because the doctor...
It doesn't matter. That's late-term abortion, ma'am. That's abortion in the 8th month of pregnancy. That's discriminatory based on someone's genetic code. She just confirmed she would commit an abortion on me with my child who's viable and can live outside the womb. I can still have the abortion, right, even though she has Down syndrome?
Yes.
Can I still have an abortion at 34 weeks?
Yes.
That's late-term abortion, ma'am. That's abortion in the 8th month of pregnancy.
People like this do not really care about facts, and I've said it many times in other videos of mine that if you were to slap these people's face with the truth, they would still say it's not the truth. The hilarious thing about this video is there are people in the comment section saying that the person that she called was fake, even though in this very video she actually showed proof to the person that was from Planned Parenthood. But of course, people just don't want to hear the truth, and they don't care about the truth. It's all about their feelings and them being able to do what they want because of their feelings.
United Airlines removed them from the flight after misgendering attendant. Okay. Jenna Longoria, do you have the clip, Rob? Okay, play the clip. Watch this clip. Go ahead.
My son and I are at United Airlines waiting for our flight from San Francisco to Austin, and the flight attendant has denied access to us because he said that I made a derogatory comment about one of the flight attendants because I didn't use the right pronoun. Now they are forbidding us to get on the plane. I am with my son. He is 25 pounds. I've been carrying him for about 30 minutes. They denied us boarding priority, and now they're about to deny us to board the plane. We'll see what happens.
You are forcing language on people. She's like, I don't know if it's a he, you know, because the person, they elicited, she's like, they or whatever. And they kick them off for all the stuff that's happening with United, Tom. From planes, you know, parts falling out of the sky, fires in the engines, all whistleblowers dying, you know, losing bags, all the stuff that they're worrying about. This is exactly going to your point that they're forcing not only the, like, policies and people's morals to make sure somebody's language is the way that you want, I think is absolutely ridiculous. And I think that she should be able to sue them, because what the hell are we even talking about, Tom?
We are doomed.
One day we were going to have this conversation. There are people in this world who are lost, okay? They don't know the Lord, okay? They're just lost souls, okay? We got to pray for them. So there will be guys acting like girls or wanting to be girls, and there will be girls acting like guys and wanting to be guys. Okay? There are some guys that they really think they're a girl, and there are some girls that think they're a guy. They're not happy with the gender they are, and a gender means male or female. You're a male, right? And I'm a female. But we don't do that. Okay? Okay. We don't dress up like other genders. We don't do that type of stuff. Okay? Okay. We gonna always be ourselves. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to wear heels like that, man? And put a wig on?
No.
Hey, girl, that's what you want?
No, and I don't want to wear a purse either. I want to be the regular way I am and still get even haircuts and just be a boy myself.
You're a boy. That's how God made you. You understand me?
Yes.
You don't change what God created you to be. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
God is not okay with that. God said that there is man and there is woman. He didn't say that men can turn into women and women can turn into men. That's not what it is, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Mom of the century.